After more than 30 years, Health Minister Brad Hazzard has confirmed he's leaving politics at next year's state election.
The Health Minister Brad Hazzard suggested that people stop shaking hands.
I think it's time for us to cease the handshaking. I would be suggesting to the community in New South Wales, and indeed more broadly afoot, that it's time that Aussies actually gave each other a pat on the back.
There's no question that we need an ICAC, but whether it should be a model that is much closer to the Hong Kong model, where these matters are dealt with behind closed doors. This particular report indicates that schools are amongst the safest places to be. Health advice is that schools are very safe places.
Embarrassment today for Health Minister Brad Hazzard after his tirade at the opposition leader yesterday.
She's a goose, don't worry about it.
Please,
quite stupid. Would you just be quiet? Just be quiet, seriously.
The question is, do we or don't we have enough face masks?
You certainly need one. Oh, for heaven's sakes. You wouldn't fit into... Anyway, no, I'll be nice.
An aged care worker has drawn the fury of the Health Minister after turning up to work with coronavirus symptoms.
Please don't go to work if you're feeling sick. Just don't go. The message here is to aged care facilities. You need to step up.
One thing they are yet to do is to legally define essential work.
But who's essential and who isn't?
There's no definition of what is and isn't essential work, at least for Greater Sydney in the public health order. Will you define what is and isn't essential work?
In terms of essential work, the employer and the employee would know whether that particular worker was essential to the particular circumstances. And so it will be left to the worker and to the employer. The answer is use common sense.
The Health Minister's resisting calls to resign over his department's handling of the Ruby Princess fiasco. At a heated news conference, Brad Hazzard defended the experts who allowed passengers to get off.
The experts who made the decision, were the best in the world.
Leaked emails show just before it docked in Circular Quay, the ship declared it had a mystery respiratory illness on board.
New South Wales Health ultimately allowed the passengers to disembark.
They have done their best. They've done their best.
There is a big backlash tonight after health bosses admitted they made a mistake by vaccinating more than 150 Year 12 students from an elite school with the Pfizer jab. The Teachers' Union has described it as outrageous that this happened before all our aged care workers get their shots.
The school intended it well, there was a mistake, and so what? It's happened. Out of 1 million vaccinations, move on.
You know, if this was a mistake, it was one of the best organised mistakes I've seen.
Health experts in Melbourne have been saying overnight that if Sydney doesn't go into, something equivalent to the strictest of rules that we saw in Melbourne last year during their lockdown, we could face a lockdown running out until Christmas. What do you say to that sort of analysis?
They're entitled. We're in a democracy. They can give us the benefit of their wisdom, and we certainly listen. But the people that we listen to most and form our views on are the public health officials, Dr. Chant and her team, and I'll rely on them.
At the 11th hour, the Health Minister has cancelled the Byron Bay Blues Fest. The dramatic development is in response to a local man catching COVID.
It would have been better if the Blues Fest had been perhaps in another few months instead of right now, or it would have been better if we hadn't had a hens party in Byron Bay.
Stupidity, arrogance and entitlement. That's what the Health Minister says is causing our COVID numbers to spike.
You can't legislate against stupidity, arrogance and entitlement. If people just stuck with what they were asked to do, this Delta virus would be finding itself being beaten back into submission. Some selfish individuals who think that beaches are their own personal backyard, as I heard someone say. Well, sorry, no, they're not. We've tried to balance all the way along through this, keeping our economy open, trying to address mental health. I think we got it as right as you could get it in a pandemic, but I'm sure others will have different views on that. But there is only one real solution. At the end of the day, it's get vaccinated, or as Kyle says, get vaccinated, baby. Thank you very much. Bye.